Big oil companies ExxonMobil and Chevron reporting earnings this morning as both topped earnings expectations for the third quarter. Exxon posted the highest profit in its 152-year history, delivering strong quarterly oil and gas production, including record Permian production of nearly 560,000 oil equivalent barrels per day. There you're taking a look at shares of Exxon moving up early in today's trading session. And for both of these companies, I believe we were also looking at some of the intraday all-time highs for them as well. So we'll see where they continue to move on the tick by tick.
Yeah, Chevron's second highest profit ever here, and both of them beating estimates. And basically this has to do not just with oil prices. Oil prices actually trended a little bit down in the quarter, but those high natural gas prices, particularly over in Europe, helping both of these companies. So both of these companies have returned cash to shareholders earlier in the year. They did not announce new cash outlays today in the form of dividends or share buybacks, but some commentary from the Exxon CEO is getting some attention on Twitter. He said, this is Darren Woods, he said, there has been discussion in the U.S. about our industry returning some of our profits directly to the American people. That's exactly what we're doing in the form of our quarterly dividend. I mean, you have to...
Come on. Look, I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm looking at the results summary, and I've followed Exxon for a while, not intimately, but still, year to date, their earnings, $42.99 billion. They have some earnings to, send some checks to some people.
They do. Well, and they have been sending some checks to some people, but the people who own their stock. Not the American people.
Not the American people.
Right? It's not like they're sending checks to everybody in the U.S.
Exxon stimulus check.
So these companies are obviously making a lot of money. They have become under political fire. I will say what's interesting here is the spending that each of these companies is doing in the U.S. because Exxon really has kept a cap on its spending and its expansion of its production here in the U.S. Chevron actually has expanded its production in the U.S. In the Permian Basin, for example, its production's at a record of about 700,000 barrels per day, but it's then retrenching elsewhere around the globe. So the spending patterns of these companies have changed fairly substantially, even given that we are seeing higher oil prices on the year.
Yeah, absolutely. We're continuing to watch both of those companies. Chevron, for what it's worth, also had reported earnings of $11.2 billion for the third quarter 2022 as we were taking a look at both of those stocks.